The beauty about the roulade, the best part in my opinion, is that you get to season the inside of the meat. Most solid muscle meat, obviously you cannot put any salt or seasoning on the inside. So now you have a nice opportunity to season it with a little salt and pepper.
Makes sense.
So roll it.
Okay.
Gently.
Gently.
Keeping your stuffing intact. And if they pop out, just stick them back in.
Stick them back in. Huh. And that's how you make a roulade. All right. Oh, well, I don't know about you, but I use YouTube a lot. Like literally searching for anything. How to do this, how to make a fire pit. All of these things, I use it all the time for how to. So this is my how-to video for you on how to own a home in the Boise market. Oh. I need a vacation. Oh, and we're gonna take a trip to McCall and take a break. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Shawn Tomich with the Living in Boise group, and if this is your first time to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, then let's go ahead and do that right now. As you know, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and right now, let me see, we're at 984. Wait a minute. Nana? Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to film it. You said you were gonna...
I'll do it right now.
Okay, all right. I love you.
Love you too.
985 subscribers as of right now. We're trying to get to 1,000. That's my goal. So we're 15 off. So you could be the last few subscribers to get to that goal. What do you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do. I'm open to suggestions when we get to 1,000 subscribers so we can have some fun with it. The suggestions that have been thrown out so far are indoor rock climbing, backpacking, and shooting off 1,000 rounds through a machine gun. So those are the suggestions so far. Please put your comments below. I want your input. Like I said, let's have some fun with it and give me some ideas on what you'd like me to do. You still have a little bit of time. Now, since you do follow my channel because you did subscribe, you know that things have slowed down a little bit. And because the market has slowed down a little bit, my phones have slowed down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't lie to you, I don't deceive you, I tell you the way it is, I don't try to sell you on anything. And so yeah, the phones have slowed down a little bit, but last week I did have 3 Zoom calls with prospective clients of mine that are looking to come and own their own piece of paradise here in the Treasure Valley. So if you're looking to buy, sell, own in the Treasure Valley, Boise, Nampa, Caldwell, Eagle, Meridian, Kuna, Middleton, Star, Horseshoe Bend, just a myriad of cities. Just anyway, call me, email me, text me, days, nights, weekends. Myself and my team, we've got your back when it comes to moving to the Treasure Valley. How to own a home in the Treasure Valley. It used to be a real big challenge to do, and if you've been a buyer in the past, you understand the frustrations. But it's not that way right now. Step 1 is very simple. You need to get pre-approved. So you need to reach out and speak with a lender or contact one online. If you have your own preferred lender that you use, then go ahead and use that lender and get pre-approved. If you don't have that preferred lender and you don't have that relationship, then at this step, you can actually just go ahead and reach directly out to me. And if you would like, I can set you up directly with my preferred local lender that I've been working with for about 5+ years now. We've put together a lot of transactions and helped a lot of clients own homes. And so I have the confidence with my preferred local lender that's been lending and doing business here in the Treasure Valley for over 20 years that we're gonna get you to the closing table on time. So that's why I always recommend my preferred local lender. However, you can use anybody you want. The only preference I do have though, if you're gonna call and work with me is, and I won't turn you down, but I absolutely shy away from and recommend a second opinion whenever you're working with one of the national mortgage companies. So Missile Mortgage or Sloan Loans, if you're working with them, I will let you know immediately that there are challenges with them. There's challenges in getting to the closing table on time and or getting to the closing table at all. And I'm only telling you those from my own personal experiences and unfortunately from the negative experiences that my clients had to go through when they were working to own their own home. So, like I said, the lender doesn't really matter to me. That's not the most important and crucial thing, but getting pre-approved and speaking with a lender is absolutely step one. When you call me and reach out to me and say, hey, I'm ready to buy, but I have absolutely no idea how much I'm pre-approved for. I think I can afford $700,000, but then we start shopping in $700,000 and you find out that you can afford $300,000. You're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. I'm not saying that negatively, I'm just saying that really is step one. People think, oh, well, I'm in the initial stages. I don't need to speak with a lender yet. No, the initial stages is when you talk to the lender. And the biggest reason is I have to know, number one, that you can obtain lending. You don't even know that you can get lending until you've been pre-approved. So we need to get you pre-approved. We need to know how much you're approved for, all of the stipulations of that approval, because that is going to tell us everything. If you're pre-approved for $300,000, we're not going to be primarily searching in Eagle, Idaho, where right now the median home price is hovering around $900,000. So it really does determine everything, and that's why it's the starting point, because that's going to determine, again, how much you can afford and where we're going to be shopping. So like I said, step one is we need to get that pre-approval from a lender, because that's going to tell us everything we need to know. So if you didn't already reach out to me in step one, step two is where you reach out to me. So literally call me, email me, text me. It doesn't matter, anytime. If you're gonna call late, maybe text. Send a text late or email late. But like honestly, if you're calling late at night and I see that a call coming in from California or Seattle and it doesn't say, spam likely, then I'll probably answer it even if it's late. But if you text me, I'll text back when it's late. If you text me at 2 in the morning and you're saying, hey Shawn, I'm looking at such and this and that on the internet right now and I have questions, if I'm up, my computer's next to me, more than likely I'm gonna respond to you. I work when you're available. But this is the step where you reach out to me. Once you get in contact with me, honestly, best is text. Once you text me, I'm gonna respond back and I'm gonna ask you some initial questions right up front. But really what I want to do, if at all possible, and if you're available to do so, is at that initial meeting point, is I'm going to want to set up a Zoom or FaceTime call with you. Either that day, that evening, or within the next couple days, kind of depending on what your time frame is. If you're calling me because you're looking at a home right now and you're ready to make an offer, I'm not gonna put you off for a couple days. Okay, but if you're saying, hey Shawn, I am looking to own a home probably in about the next 6 months, then I might say, hey, great, can we have a call next week? But like I said, the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna get you on a Zoom call or a FaceTime call so we can have that face-to-face, literally just like this. You're gonna be sitting right there and I'm gonna be sitting pretty much right here. And I'm just gonna ask you a lot of questions and gather a lot of information from you, because there's a lot I need to know to be able to find the perfect home and the perfect location for you, because those things are really important combined together. So once we get on this call, our Zoom or FaceTime call, there's a myriad of information that I'm gonna absolutely need to know from you or ask for you. So I'm gonna tell you that information right now. So if you wanna go ahead and start getting it ready, you can. So you can just go ahead and make this list. I'm gonna put it up right here. We'll put it up either over on the side or directly over my face, whatever works best. But the number one thing that I need to know from you is, after we've already after we've already determined that we know you're pre-approved, we know what your price point is, and we've kind of got an idea of where we're gonna put you, is I need to know the very minimum things, which is, how many bedrooms and bathrooms do you want? Do you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? That's the majority of what everybody searches for, is 3+ and 2+ bedroom or bath. But I need to know that. I need to know how many bedrooms that you want in your new home. So number one, we need to know bedrooms and bathrooms. The next thing that I'm gonna wanna know is approximately what square footage are you looking for in this home? Do you need just a nice little 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath entry-level home? Or are you looking for a 3,500 square foot, 2-story, third home or final home in your life? So we need to know that square footage so I can set that up within those parameters. So that's number two. The third thing that I need to know is land. How much property do you want? How much yard do you want to mow? Do you need a pool? Do you want a pool in the yard? Do you want room for a pool? Things like that. So I need to know how large you want your home site. Do you want the standard, typical, normal home site in a neighborhood, in a community, or do you want something a little bit larger? Are you wanting a half acre or full acre or 5+ acres? But that is absolutely the next thing that I need to know in this search criteria. And then the fourth thing that I need to know is garage, how many garage spaces, RV parking, if you need a shop, etc. This is becoming really popular, especially now, is the RV bay attached to the garage, attached to the home. That is becoming a very popular product here. And what I've recently learned is that that is not a product that's all over the country or even very popular anywhere else. It's actually something that's really popular here, and a lot of builders are doing it because we have such a demand for it. Because a lot of you come here and you have your toys. You have your RV, you have your fishing boat, you have your four-wheelers and side-by-sides and all of these things, and you have to have a place to put them and store them, or you have to pay for separate storage for them. And that's a reality. If you do end up getting a home with a smaller home site in a smaller community, more than likely they don't have the permissions that will allow you to park your RV bay on the street or in your front yard. So you're going to have to store that RV bay, your RV. So you're going to have to store that RV somewhere else and pay for that storage somewhere else. So those are the things I need to know. If you have to have 2 garage spaces, 3 garage spaces, if you need to have 3 and an RV, 3 and an RV and a shop. Literally yesterday, driving around, I just saw a double RV bay. So now we have the double RV bay. So not only do you have a 2-car garage and then an RV bay, you have another RV bay. So I don't know. That's huge, but it's like literally all garage, and then like, okay, where would you like to put a bedroom? Did you want a bedroom in your house?
I can live without
bedroom.
Anyway, but this the RV product is becoming extremely popular, and in fact, I don't know if I'm going to do it in my next video because I've got a couple things I'm working on right now, but in one of the next 3 videos, I'm going to exclusively do a video on just the RV bay product and show you where all you can find it, show you the pricing on it, because it is very mixed. If you go down to Eagle right now and you want one of those, you're probably paying $900,000 to $1 million plus. But right now over by the lake in Nampa, you can still get one for in the 5s, 6s, probably 6s, coming down close to the 5s, but in that 5-6 range. But that's a huge difference in only a half hour away, well, 25 minutes away. So, but other than that, other than those 4 items, really all I need to know would just be the little odd random things that you need to have. Like if you need to have a home that already has a garden or has a playhouse or has a shop, then that I do need to know that those little odd things, because if it has to have that, what's really cool is when I put that into the search, is it really drills it down to like maybe 5 options you might have for that very specific thing. So it's really helpful when I know those little random things that you absolutely have to have. So number 3 in this process of owning a home in the Treasure Valley is I'm immediately after our conversation going to set up a profile for you on my own personal website. The reason that I'm going to do that is because if you have been searching on Zillow and Trulia and all of the large big box sites, you'll soon discover that they are inundated with backdated and old information and information to keep you on their website. So I've literally had people call me from Zillow, or I think it was Zillow actually, saying, hey Shawn, I found this home, I want to go look at it right now. And then I pull up that home and it's been sold 3 years ago. So that absolutely does happen. Once I set up a profile for you on my website, that does not happen. It literally pulls directly from the MLS like I do real time as an agent. So once I set that profile up from you, if you can view that home on the internet from my website, that means that home is available. If you can't view it, that means it's pending, I'm sorry. But once I've set up that profile for you, I'm going to go ahead and also enter in your search parameters, and I'm going to start sending you listings immediately. In fact, usually within about a half hour after we get off the phone, you should have an email from me, a welcome email, and then an email showing you the listings that fell within the parameters that you and I discussed. Now, number 4 is we get to start having a lot of fun. And in my honest opinion, The buying process and working with buyers is actually my favorite thing to do, and it's my favorite part of this process because it should be fun, and I like to have fun with it. I like to take you out, have fun, look at homes, and like I said, have a good time with it. This shouldn't be a stressful period and a stressful, freaked out time, and unfortunately I hear horror stories all the time of how it goes with other agents, but I like to have a little bit of fun with it. So what we get to do at this stage is once you've started selecting your favorites in your list and you've started identifying the home that you believe is the one or the one for you, is we get to go out and we get to start viewing those homes, touring those homes, and really taking the time to narrow down which one is going to be the one for you. Now, when we find the one, you don't let it go. In fact, when you find the one, you reach out to me immediately. Call me or text me immediately and say, Shawn, we found the one. Because what I'm going to do immediately is I'm going to immediately reach out to that listing agent and verify if they have any other offers, if they're expecting any other offers, and when we can get in to view that home, and ask them if there's anything else that I need to know before we do submit our paperwork on that home. Then we get to start the paperwork. Now this process and this part of the process is pretty simple for you because you pretty much just go home and sit back and on your couch and stress out a little bit about this home buying process while I get to my office and start all of this paperwork and start working on about 30 to 60 pages of paperwork that we get to submit when we submit your paperwork to that, when we submit that agreement to the other agent. Okay, absolutely. Now, for your earnest money, what were you thinking on that? Typically, 1% is usually about, okay, and that's what you're, yeah, okay. And then I also, I did want to include a 1-year home warranty on there. There was a couple other things I did want to point out to you here, and then there, and there, and then acting. Now, once I get that agreement approved back from you via email, I'm going to instantly go ahead and get that submitted up over to the other listing, to the listing agent. And then we get to sit back and patiently or impatiently wait for the response on our finally written agreement. Now, once they accept that offer, you actually need to prepare to buckle up because at that point, it gets to be a little bit of a bumpy ride because there's a lot of stuff that happens quick. Everything has a timeline attached to it, and we have to absolutely make sure that we obey those timelines because time is of the essence once we have an accepted agreement on the new home that you're going to be owning soon. So, buckle up. We've got a lot to get taken care of really quick. We usually have an inspection that we need to get done within 5 days. After that, we have some back and forth with some paperwork that we have to do. There's usually some lender requirements in there. Then we need to get an appraisal done. And then there's usually some more lender requirements after that. And then 30 days later, we're sitting down at the closing table and you're getting ready to own your new home. I got some clips of my newest clients, Shane and Hannah. They just purchased this beautiful brand new little CBH home and they absolutely love it. One of the things they love about it is they got the wonky lot, wonky home site. And I call it the wonky home site because every community and every neighborhood has a couple of these home sites where if you're in the corner, stuck somewhere or like kind of smushed up in a cul-de-sac or in a corner or on a corner home site, a lot of times you get that weird home site that's actually almost double the size of all the other home sites in the neighborhood. And so they got the wonky home site and they're stoked about that. But this is just a couple clips of them as we went and did the final walkthrough the morning of closing with CBH. And then here we are at the closing table and they're signing and super stoked about owning their new home in Caldwell. That's really all it takes. It's not rocket surgery. It's not impossible. It's not nearly as hard as you've probably been hearing. And, you know, that was fact. It was harder before, but it's not hard right now. So, but if you've already decided that this is the place that you need to be, then just call me, email me, text me, and let's go ahead and get this process started. Now, I told you I do a lot of playing in the mountains, and I take my family up there all the time. I go up there myself all the time. That's where I'm at pretty much every other weekend, even though we're going the wrong way. Whoa! You're okay.
My money!
You're okay.
That was my money! Daddy, that was my money!
We got your money safe right there. decompressing from the stresses of the office and the city, etc., etc. So here are a few clips of us driving up to Cascade, driving between Cascade and McCall, driving actually to Donnelly. Donnelly, we spend a lot of time in Donnelly, which is, like I said, right between Cascade and McCall. I'll pop that up right now. We spend a lot of time there because there's a resort there called Tamarack. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we go and we stay there quite often. This is us pulling up to the lodge at Tamarack. You can literally go onto their website and book a stay this week, next week if you'd like. A nice little condo. They're fully furnished, usually a 2-bedroom, 2-bath little condo. Just beautiful views. This is our view from the bedroom here at the condo that we stayed in Tamarack. And with that stay, typically they usually give you a couple extras, but you get access to pretty much everything and anything on the grounds. They have a pool, pickleball court. They used to have a golf course. They don't anymore, but you can still go over to McCall for that. But you have full access to everything, and you even get to go and ride the chairlift right there at the ski resort, that's where the ski resort is. You get to go and they'll give you little tickets to ride the chairlift, and you can ride it up and down, and it's really super scenic and gorgeous. There's multiple restaurants, a couple little shops there, right there at the resort, and it's just a really nice place to get away. And if you want to get away to the mountains and not be stuck in a tent and get a little pampering, this is where you're gonna do it. Now, every time we go and stay in McCall, my family and I, we always go and eat at the Mill, almost every single time. And this is a really cool old restaurant that's right in the middle of McCall. It's very wooded, as you can see. Everything is wood, log cabin, cut trees, because it's, the sawmill, the mill. But you can literally walk into this restaurant and sit in a chairlift next to an open fire and have a cocktail while you wait for your table. It's a really nice steakhouse. They have seafood as well, but we almost always eat here every single time, and we have a great meal eating when we do. We also always do a little bit of shopping when we're in McCall. You can see there's little cute shops here and there, and we always collect our favorite stickers when we're in town, and t-shirts and little things like that, little souvenirs from the mountains. But there's cool little shops everywhere out in this little strip in McCall. And then my kids always make me take them to Squatch Sweets, which they absolutely love because they go and they get their favorite huckleberry ice cream, and they've usually got cotton candy hanging off of it and chocolate chips and gold dust, and it's wild, but delicious. And so here's a little clip of that as well.
At least we came today. Yesterday it was like packed.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be good too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, that's my getaway. Most typically I'm up in McCall or the Donnelly area. I absolutely love Cascade and Lake Cascade, and I do a lot of fishing at Lake Cascade. You can literally sit down or be on your boat and probably catch about 5 to 6 different species of fish within about a 2-hour span. And I'm not joking about that. It's wild. It's a lot of fun. But that's how I get away and get away from the stresses and the pressures of life and things like that. As I head to the mountains, and I really enjoy it. But listen, I shoot 100% of all of this content and make these videos specifically for you. I am not a YouTube star. I don't get recognized when I walk on the streets. I don't sign autographs anywhere I go. I don't get paid by YouTube. I literally make this stuff for you. So if you like it and you like the fact that I do take you out on adventure, then just do me a favor and give me a like right now. I greatly appreciate that. So if you know this is the place for you, you've already made the decision, you're moving to Idaho, this is time, this is a really good time to do it right now, because as you know, pricing has come down. Things have started to soften, but this is also historically the buying season and buying time is right after summer, right when school gets back in season. The market softens up a little bit more right there, and that's where you can really get a really good value on your home. So if you love it, you like it, you need it, all you've got to do is call me email me, text me, days, nights, weekends. Myself, my team, we've got your back when it comes to moving to Boise and the Treasure Valley. We'll see you next time.